Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. Well, big news for you all, my friends. The IMF has come out saying that the Russia-Ukraine situation is leading to more cryptocurrency adoption. Now, we've kind of known about this, which we've been following it and tracking it, but the IMF coming out making an official statement is very bullish, showing that the macro changes in the world is driving more people to crypto. So I want to break down what they had to say. In addition, we have some big updates from the SEC. Hester Pierce released some statements about crypto regulations. We had a congressman weigh in on that. And then we have some other folks within the Bitcoin community who's talking about the Bitcoin whales are about to file lawsuits against the SEC because they haven't approved the spot Bitcoin ETF. Remember, Grayscale just made an announcement that nothing's off the table. They're willing to do this. So the SEC is going to be in trouble. I'm going to break that down for you. We also have huge updates around VeChain, huge partnership that they just did. And I think it's very bullish for VeChain and the price. So we're going to break that down and much more. Before we get to it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. If you're listening on a podcast site, please give me a 5-star rating. Quick word from our sponsor, and that is TaxBit, which is the leading tax service provider in the crypto industry. I've been using TaxBit for years. I use them this respective tax season as well. It makes it so easy to calculate your crypto gains and losses, and you can sign up with them and have your account running throughout the year so that when you make trades and you sell, you already know what your tax implications are. So it's a really great platform. A lot of their technologies already integrated into many exchanges. So if you'd like to learn more about TaxBit, check out the link in the description. Now let's look at the market here. Bitcoin seeing a pullback, and as a result, the altcoins are pulling back as well. If it's not clear by now, as I've stated many times, the market moves with Bitcoin. So this is why we want Bitcoin to do as well as possible, because that capital flows into altcoins. And right now, Bitcoin is below $46,000. So down about 3.45% from a 24-hour perspective. It's at $45,554. If we look at the weekly chart, we see that green candle that was forming for this week is now red. Now the week still has obviously more days to go. We have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Sunday will be our weekly close. So let's see if Bitcoin rallies and closes green. If not, that's okay. It's having a slight pullback. It's going to build support levels and I believe continue into its retracement, and alts will continue to follow its move. And what we're expecting is certainly an alt season where altcoins can hit new all-time highs, but we shall see what happens. Now, here's what Matthew Hyland, who's a great analyst, had to say. Bitcoin is retesting the breakout of the ascending triangle. The RSI is seeing its first pullback since the RSI breakout. So the RSI is the relative strength index and can really give you an indication of when the market's pumping, when it's pulling back and things like that. Is just another metric that you can use. So once again, building support levels before we continue upward into the retracement. So at this point, be patient is the takeaway. All right, look at this news from the IMF, guys, the International Monetary Fund. Russia-Ukraine crisis could boost crypto adoption. Now, we've already seen this, right, where Ukraine started soliciting crypto donations to help them out in the situation they're in. Also, the IMF believes the sanctions on Russia could end up eroding the dominance of the US dollar. So we are seeing macroeconomic geopolitical changes in the world. As we've been, talking about for years, the IMF has been calling for a Bretton Woods 2.0. And that is money is changing once again. Crypto will be a big part of it. And obviously CBDCs, they're going to tokenize fiat currency in the blockchain. And we're headed to that digital economy, that token economy, where everything's going to be tokenized, 24/7 trading, borderless. Guys, it's nothing like we've ever seen in the history of the world. And the IMF, they've been, once again, talking about a lot of stuff for years. So sanctions on Russia could eat away at the dollar's global dominance and boost the use of crypto, the IMF says. And the article, here are some of the call outs. Sanctions on Russia could end up eroding the dominance of the US dollar, top IMF official told the Financial Times. Some countries are already renegotiating the currency they are paid in for international trade, Geeta Gupnath said. It could also spur the adoption of cryptocurrencies, but there is still a gap in regulation, she said. That's a little bit of an ad. So that's kind of the takeaway. I'm not going to read through the entire article, but once again, these are things we've been talking about already, especially with Ukraine's solicitation of crypto. They've even tried to do some stuff with NFTs. So we're seeing more and more countries move towards crypto-friendly regulations. We're seeing adoption on multiple fronts globally, and Ukraine, under its invasion from Russia, was really forced to move towards crypto as a solution. So the world is changing, my friends, and once again, crypto is a big part of that. And the IMF here confirming what we've been talking about for years. So I hope you guys see it as well, and it goes back to being patient, because we're still very early in the adoption curve, and a lot of different dominoes are falling. Eventually, we will get to mass adoption and clearer regulations around the globe. So higher prices will be coming. Now, let's talk about the SEC. Actually, I'm going to jump to what Hester Pierce had to say first. So she tweeted out today the new staff and accounting bulletin on crypto assets and my thoughts. So there was kind of a bulletin and details about this that was published. And Hester Pierce was not in agreement. She has been pushing back on a lot of stuff that Gensler and a lot of the folks have been doing there. She's probably the only pro-crypto person left there, right? Elad Roisman obviously resigned at the beginning of this year. So she says, I write regarding staff accounting bulletin number 121, which is yet another manifestation of the SEC's scattershot and inefficient approach to crypto. Yeah. So the staff accounting bulletin 121 reflects the staff's evolving view on accounting for obligations to safeguard crypto assets an entity holds for its platform users. The staff has determined that because of risks particular to crypto assets, affected companies should record a liability and corresponding asset on their balance sheets at fair value. In support of this position, the staff highlights technological, legal, and regulatory risks associated with safeguarding crypto assets and an increased risk of financial loss. My concern is not with the accounting determination itself, which may be appropriate, but with the way the change is being made. So I'm not going to go through everything, guys, but the Gensler and the SEC, they're trying to do as much as they can to really roadblock this asset class. And we've seen it. They blocked Coinbase lending. They fined BlockFi $100 million. We got the Ripple lawsuit. We got the Library lawsuit, and much more happening. And they haven't approved the Bitcoin spot ETF. And just recently, as you guys may have seen in my interview with Congressman Byron Donalds, he and other politicians, a bipartisan group led by Congressman Tom Emmer, they sent a letter to Gensler about crypto reporting or reporting requirements for crypto companies and blockchain companies, saying that it is overburdensome and it's causing innovation to leave the United States. So I'll put a link to that interview for you guys to check it out. But clearly, the SEC under Gary Gensler is not crypto friendly, guys, and we're seeing that. And thank goodness Hester Pierce is there. I'm trying to get a follow-up interview with her. I've interviewed her 2 times already, but I'm glad she's there to put out at least some statements and help fight the good fight here. Now, what's interesting is that Congressman Patrick McHenry weighed in, and I want to make sure here we go. I'll pull it up here. He says, I agree with Hester Pierce. The commission should take a more deliberate and thoughtful approach to regulating digital assets than ad hoc staff guidance. While the SEC refuses to provide clarity this rapidly growing industry needs, I am pushing Congress to take action. Thank you, Congressman Patrick McHenry. This is what we've been talking about for how long, guys, right? We've been preaching about this. We've been talking about it ad nauseum. So It's great to hear the members of Congress are going on the offensive, because I've said it many times, Gensler and the SEC need to be stopped. And I'm obviously not including Hester Pierce in that. She gets it. So great to hear that he's pushing for this. We have Tom Emmer, and we have a bipartisan group, includes Democrats and Republicans, that are making the move. So great news here. Now, I also want to share with you guys what Caitlin Long, who I've interviewed a couple of times. She's the founder and CEO of Avanti Bank. And, she's a big crypto Bitcoin proponent. And she retweeted what we talked about just over the past week. Grayscale said all options are on the table to sue the hell out of the SEC if they deny their Bitcoin spot ETF. And remember, in my interview with Joseph Grunfest, former SEC commissioner, he said all of those applicants can sue the SEC if their applications are denied, because the SEC approved the futures ETF. So they have grounds to sue. I love this. And here's what Caitlin Long had to say. I find this very interesting. This is one of a few potential big fights over US crypto regulation that seem likely to end up in court soon. A number of Bitcoin whales. Now, she didn't say one, she said a number. And obviously, I'm sure Grayscale is a part of that, are gearing up for exactly these fights. Gary Gensler, you're in trouble, buddy, because look, Bitcoin leads the market at this point. Obviously, there's more to the market than Bitcoin, but there's a lot of big names holding Bitcoin. Ray Dalio, Anthony Scaramucci, just big hedge fund guys, right? Paul Tudor Jones, Bill Miller, Stanley Druckenmiller, and they're billionaires and they got money up the wazoo. So Gensler is going to be in trouble here. And remember, when big money, institutional money, starts acting and speaking, that's many times when government moves, because that's where they get their campaign donations from. That's how the system works, right? So Gensler better get his ducks in a row here, because he's going to be in trouble, and he's going to get pressure from all sides. He has pressure from retail investors, especially a lot of XRP holders, right? He's getting pressure from people in the crypto industry about lending and stable coins and so forth, right? He's getting pressure from the media. He's going to get pressure from Bitcoin whales. So it's coming from all sides. The walls are collapsing around him. So let's see what he does. I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden a Bitcoin spot ETF got approved, because I don't think he wants to battle Bitcoin whales, especially some of these big hedge funds and billionaires, guys. He's going to be in trouble. Now, Congressman Warren Davidson, said the following regarding the SEC, and once again, more members of Congress stepping up against the SEC. He said, as I've said since 2017, Congress needs to act. Topics are discussed internally and in press, but while I have your attention, the majority party schedules hearings, picks topics, and decides what bills get a vote. SEC has been disappointingly bad, except Commissioner Pierce. So remember, he put together the Token Taxonomy Act and so forth. And by the way, I think a lot of XRP holders are giving him too much crap lately because he made a mistake. But this man's been fighting for clarity and has been against how the SEC handles crypto regulations. And in fact, today he doubled down on a few things of what he's done, where he tweeted out that he has been that he's willing to have an investigation on Ethereum and how that was handled with conflicts of interest. Let's see if I can pull it up here for you guys. He's willing to have an investigation, but he said what needs to happen is that the lawsuit needs to wrap up first, and there needs to be a majority of folks in Congress or in the, I forgot the division, but I think he tweeted at let's see here, a digital asset investor about this. Trying to pull it up here for you guys, but he did tweet it out. I think some of you may have seen it. And he's still fighting the good fight. So I think people are unfairly treating him bad. Look, I know he made a mistake by tweeting out the XRP FUD. I'm not denying that, but his track record, once again, I'm looking not just at that one moment, but his track record over time. He's been fighting. For example, look, he included XRP, Ether, Solana, and so forth, and the SEC regulatory tactics. So he's been doing his thing, guys, and I think people really need to cut him some slack. Anyway, I'm just glad there's members of Congress who are pro-crypto, bipartisan support, and they're fighting against the SEC. We're seeing it time and time again. So that is good. And once again, more pressure on the SEC. They're going to be forced to get it right. Okay, speaking of bipartisan, Ron Hammond, who's a frequent guest on the channel of the Blockchain Association, he tweeted out the following about HODL PAC. Great bipartisan list of members of Congress to support this upcoming election cycle. Awesome work to, looks like Tyler Worthy and HODL PAC. And what he retweeted is that HODL PAC said, this week, HODL PAC announced our first endorsements for the 2022 election cycle. HODL PAC's donation round number 1 starts this Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, where crypto voters will be able to donate to these pro-crypto champions and any other 2022 candidate. Let's meet our endorsed candidates, and they do a full list going through that, guys. So it says here, we endorse 3 Republicans and 6 Democrats, 7 incumbents, and 2 new candidates. So they're helping folks who are pro-crypto and donating to them, and that's what we have to do. I'll try to get an interview with them so you guys can get details, but this is what we have to do. Look, the big banks, the incumbents, they are lobbying, they do the same thing. We have to match, guys, or even do better, right? Because the incumbents are fighting back, and they don't want crypto because crypto disrupts them. I think we've talked a lot about this. So this is a good sign, guys. This is a move in the right direction. All right, big VeChain news. Alchemy Pay, which bridges fiat and crypto global economies through its real-world payment network and mainstream-friendly access to Web3 services. They tweeted out today announcing partnership with VeChain to provide VeChain blockchain ecosystem with Alchemy Pay's fiat payment rails and crypto on-ramps. I like that. Bullish. The VET token supported on Alchemy Pay's crypto acceptance system for real-world spending. This is bullish. I hold VeChain. Obviously, recently I interviewed VeChain CEO Sunny Liu. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the description. They're doing big things. I believe VeChain will be one of the winners coming out of the crypto market. So they did the full, press release here. Here's what Sunny Liu had to say. He said, with Alchemy's Pay fiat payment channel and crypto on-ramps, we are bringing more mainstream accessibility to our network. This has benefits not only for users, but also for all developers building on the VeThor blockchain. Great upgrade here in partnership. I love this. Bullish if you're holding the VeChain token. All right, let's talk about some Bitcoin news here. We're seeing more energy companies looking to mine Bitcoin. Guys, what have I been saying for years, right? I talked about the US versus China, and US wasn't going to allow China to control Bitcoin mining. We talked about energy companies using their excess energy to mine Bitcoin. Many power plants have been doing that, and it's helped them to become profitable. So they're taking a lot of the excess wasted energy and putting towards Bitcoin mining and generating revenue, guys. Obviously, more people mining secures the network, right? So Canadian oil and gas company Bengal Energy to mine Bitcoin using stranded gas wells in Australia. Look, I know some people, especially a lot of XRP army guys, not all, but some, hate Bitcoin. It's kind of like their mantra to go around saying Bitcoin's crap, it's old tech and yada, yada. Those are great talking points. You can keep talking and talking, but I'm giving you facts. There are billionaires holding Bitcoin. There are energy companies mining Bitcoin. There are companies putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, MicroStrategy, Tesla, Square, so on and so forth. Countries like El Salvador adopting Bitcoin. So those are the facts. People can run around saying Model T, slow, blah, blah, blah. Right? That's all fun and games on Twitter, on YouTube as well. Here are the facts. Here's where the institutional money is going. I leave it in the hands and to make your own decisions from there. Finally, 4th largest city in Arizona now accepting Bitcoin for utility bills. This is going to be the norm. This is the dominoes are falling across the United States. Bitcoin mining is booming in the United States. The energy companies are jumping on board, and a lot of the states are starting to accept Bitcoin for payments for taxes and government services. And guess what? As we've often seen, it starts with Bitcoin, then will come the altcoins. So a lot of people who are trying to trash Bitcoin don't realize Bitcoin's adoption leads to altcoin adoption. So that's what we've been seeing. Those are the facts. And that's the news, my friends. Let me know what you think. I think this IMF news, them confirming some things that we are seeing on the macro level, is very bullish and shows the change that is happening in the world, my friends. We are headed to that token economy, and crypto is going to be running that economy. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.